Hello guys, Lid here. So this video will be a currency making video, and I know, I'm sorry, I've been slacking on this one, but this is a new strat. It's more like the upgrade strat from the boss rushing part. We're still going to hunt bosses, but we're not going to do invitations because I just don't want to do invitation at this point of the league. So the idea is still the same. We're still going to put as much map bosses inside the maps, and I'm adding beyond because the volatile vaal orb is quite expensive and the price keep going up. And I'm also adding daily so we can have a chance to get reflecting fog, although daily boss doesn't seem to be that consistent on spawning on the Mirage area, so we get what we get from daily. And I'm also adding the Horn Scrap of Awakening so we can farm Maven Chisel. That one is also pretty good. The Chisel price actually go up. The definition, the scarabs is also now is a pretty good value, so I think the Horn Scrap is pretty good, but it's really depending on like how expensive is Horn Scrap of Awakening. So for the maps, I'm running 8 mod maps on T16, just normal T16. And I will leave a link in the descriptions for the trade site and how you can find this map on the trade site. And on this column over here is the list of the mod that you do not want to be on the maps. And you can fill in whatever you want here. And then you basically just search the maps. And then you can see the price of the map is around 9C to like 15C, depending on the time of the day. But it's not that expensive. And as for the map itself, I'm running Underground Sea. You can run this on Haunted Mansion or Crater. Both of them is good. Crater, I think, have the biggest density, and that's important because we are using Horn Scrap Pandemonium. So the more monster you have on the map, the more bosses you're going to get. But the problem with Crater is the map's quite big, so you're going to take more time to finish the maps. So if you don't care about this per hour, I will recommend running Crater. And Haunted Mansion is good because it's small, so you can finish the map faster, but the density is the lowest of that three. And Underground Sea is kind of in the middle. The density is very similar to Crater, but the layout is a little bit smaller, so the map is faster on Underground Sea. And the similarity of these three maps is the Mirage area cover a big part of the maps. And this is really important because some of the target farm is from the Mirage area. And do not use the Mirage map, because if you're using Mirage map, you cannot drop Mirage maps. And Mirage map is one of the target farms. And the same thing goes for the Astrolabe. Do not use any Astrolabe because we are farming Astrolabe too. So that's for the maps. And for the scarabs, the first scarab that I'm using is Horn Scrap Pandemoniums. This is going to give you a chances for the monster to be replaced by the map bosses, and this is how we can get all our map bosses. And all these map bosses have a chance to drop Astrolabe, and in the Mirage area you can drop a Mirage map, and also Mirage plus originator maps. And the second one is Horn Scrap of Awakening. This is going to give you a invitation boss, and the fear invitation is quite annoying, so you will need quite a good build for this one, because if you get fear, Shaper and Cirrus can be very deadly depending on your locations. And the problem is you should not know where they are, so sometimes they can caught you off guard. And the Shaper beam is pretty painful, and Cirrus ground degen and all the laser stuff is also pretty dangerous. So you will need quite a good character for the fear invitations, but everything else is, I think is fine. Like Veritania can be quite dangerous, but if you have a good enough build, you'll probably be fine. And these invitation bosses will drop you Maven Chisel. And Maven Chisel right now have a really good price. Like pack size is pretty expensive. Scrap now have a decent price. And Divination also I think have quite a decent price. And of course the highest one is Authorized. This is a currency. And this is something that everyone going to use until the end of the league. And as I mentioned before, if the Horn Scrap price go up way too high, just drop this one. Because the only reason you put the Horn Scrap of Awakening is to farm the Maven Chisel. And if the Maven Chisel price remain the same and Horn Scrap of Awakening go up in price, then you're not going to get the same profit. And the next one is Beyond Scarab of Resurgence. This is a new scarabs, and it's going to make whenever you spawn the Beyond bosses, it will also spawn the bosses from another factions. And this scarab is a bit wonky because normally when you kill a Beyond boss, the Beyond just stops spawning. When you put these scarabs in, it's not always the case. I think it's most of the case, the Beyond still going to keep spawning. And then you basically get more Beyond bosses. And more Beyond bosses means more chances to get Volatile vaal orbs. And Volatile vaal orbs, right now the price is keep going up because this is a item for gambling. So as the league progresses, usually the item like this, the price is going to keep going up. And the next one is Titanic Scarabs. This is going to give the unique monster have 1% toughness, damage rarity, and quantity per 1% access on area. And this is the reason why on the maps, if you see on the trade side, we are looking on the map that have 40% pack size at the very least. And the pack size is also going to benefit the Horn Scarab of Pandemoniums. And for the last one is Cartographic Scarab of Multitude. And this is just to add some additional pack on the maps. More monster, more bosses from Pandemoniums. And you can add another packs. I think there's a multiple variant of this. The one is Incursion, the other one is Cloister. That is the one that drops stack decks. You can use any of them that you want. And if you decide to drop the Horn Scarab of Awakening, you can add one more of this. As for the passive tree, this is the passive tree that I'm currently running. We are taking Shrine, this is just to add more monster inside the map. And I'm using blue altars. You can use red altars if you want. And then of course all the map modifier. And also I take some Scarabs notes. You get a decent amount of Scarab here. Once in a while you will get something good. So this Scarab note is actually pretty good. And then we take the Beyond note over here. And for the Beyond node, one important thing is to not take this node, Endless Tide, because this will make you cannot spawn unique bosses. And in this route, we are trying to farm the Beyond bosses. The Beyond Demon is not bad. I'm taking Pelcarian, so it's something you get some currency from the Beyond Demon. But the Beyond boss I think is better. It's also drop you tainted currency, and tainted currency actually have a decent price. And one note over here is the Demonic Power. And this will give you buff every time you kill a Beyond bosses, and this buff is per one faction. So there's 3 factions on Beyond, so at the maximum you can get 3 buff. And this buff is pretty good because even if you die on the map, you come back, the buff is still there. But this point is optional. And I think that's it about the passive tree. It's pretty standard. So I'm running 50 maps and this is the result. So for the cost, it's quite expensive because of the Awakening and Pandemoniums. But we still have a profit 129 divine for 50 maps. So it's quite a lot. And the average map time for me is around 6 to 7 minutes, so I just put 7 minutes here. If you can do this in average 6 minutes, we are at 25 defense per hour, which is pretty high. But even with 7 minutes, you still at 22 defense per hour. So the currency is actually really, really good. And the defense per map is 2.6 in average. And if we see on the loot breakdown, we can see the big part is actually coming from the currency. Like the Maven Chisel is pretty expensive over here. And also all the Astrolabe is also pretty good price. And of course the Volatile Orbs is also a really, really good price. And on the fragment side, we get Black Barrier. You get some of this. It's not always the case, but you'll get some of this. And the price also keeps rising because I think less and less people doing boss rushing. And probably also because of the new patch. And Mephron Raid is cheap, but you get a lot of them. So it's a decent amount of currency. And then the Scarabs, we get quite some Scarabs here. Like some of them can be pretty expensive. Like a Containment, I got 2 of them. I got some Catalyzing. I think in my previous test, I got like multiple Bloodline or anything like that. So you do get decent amount of Scarabs. And I do not list all of them here. And because most of them is not even on my filter. And even if they get into my filter, I'm not going to list a Scarab below 10C or something like that. Because this is not a Scarab strat. But you do get a decent amount of them. And the maps, we get quite a lot of them, Nightmare maps and Originator maps, and also the Mirage Purse Originator. This one is really expensive. It's pretty rare to get them, but you get them once in a while. And we also get a decent amount of Mirage maps. And I think this strat is really, really good if you have a build that can do it. So that's basically all about the strat. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, just leave in the comment below. And thank you everyone for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one.